Well, we've had the big stupid, but what if we had the bigger stupid? I mean, well, stronger stupid. It's not quite bigger all the way around than the 2662, but yeah, this thing ain't nothing to sneeze at. What's up, guys? This is Heis, and today we're playing on the ES&DT and Railroader. As you can hear, definitely lost my voice a couple days ago, and it's working on coming back. But yeah, we've got a new mod to play with today, CNOT1, if I'm correct. This thing puts out like 106 or 107,000 pounds of tractive effort. Yeah, 106,900. So it now wins the title of the Big Stupid for our railroad. The model looks pretty good. Definitely been taking a quick stare at it, and it looks cool. Just the size of the darn thing. I mean, it's a huge smoke box, huge boiler. The fact it's so big that they had to notch out the front of it is like, holy crap. It's pretty cool. Definitely some stuff that we can talk about that's neat. It looks like it has the tandem main rod setup that the Berkshires had. Is it supposed to be? I guess it is a Lima. So yeah, it's like they took a Lima Berk and then extended it, which is super rad. And the model's pretty solid. Me being steam engine man, I stared at too many pipes and I have opinions, but that's fine and unimportant for the video game. But we're going to get this day rolled over, and we're going to get things started here. We're assigning this to our big Andrews end of things on the railroad, so should be pretty good. I'm going to roll the day over and then see about Ying this thing, because I think I'm in everybody's way. So, God help us. Here we go. Open the time window. Sleep. There we go. And look, more money and more cars. All right. All right. We can go get this thing spun around. We're gonna figure out which services I'm gonna run with it. Ah, goodness. Interchange isn't quite full, but it is close. But I have imagined that I'm not going to be doing too much to start this day because I'm the normal freight. I'm not the express freight or an express passenger train or a passenger train in general. So I'm going to get myself spun around and then keep out of the way. So we'll see you guys in just a couple minutes. All right, so welcome to the Andrews dumpster fire, where the 10 is still not spun around. I'm stuck in between the 10 and the 19, and the 17 is attempting to switch the yard, which it's helping no one. Oh, they're trying to dig out their snowbird cars because they think they have priority. I see how it is. Anyway.
Yeah, we have more horsepower. Let's get them.
We'll let them get tucked in there. It's fine. They were already at Interchange, so it makes sense. But yeah, we've got officially too many engines over here. Too many engines that are going on the same train. We need to reassign some stuff because the 10 is it the 10, the 19, and now also my engine. The 26 that are all now on the same train. The 23 is not moved, and it's on the fast freight. We're having all kinds of connectivity issues that are making things a little interesting. So
yeah,
it's fine.
We might just have to go through and do a purge of the mods at some point.
Yeah, might be a good shout.
The ES&DT T, the Toost. We're gonna have to start over.
People keep talking
Wipe the
about
slate clean.
Who the 16's just wrecked at the shop.
A season 2 would be nice if there was more options for the map.
Just wrecked it. Yeah, people are talking about a season 2. Season 2 doesn't make any sense. Way to go, Catfish Kid. Way to go.
I'd love to be running on
time for me to go.
Anyway, it's fine. Maybe something will be on time. Maybe something will make sense. I still don't know who's trying to run the 5. I don't know if anyone is running the 5. with all the connectivity problems, it's like, oh no, oh no.
And for this one
I'm
section,
in the single-digit frames range right now, which is agony for an express train.
That is odd because I'm in at least double digits. But yeah, I am not actually running any trains today. I am the designated dispatch screamer.
Yeah.
I won't be here for the whole night anyways. It's my mom's birthday and you know, you gotta go out to dinner and all that.
I think what we'll do is that me and the 19 will bang into.
Do not touch the 19. If you touch the front coupler, the whole thing explodes.
Oh.
Ask me how I know.
What if our intrusive thoughts are happening now, though?
Do not do it.
It's like, well, we could both, we could knuckle in and do the thing.
Do not do it. That is an order.
And now the 10, is the 10 assigned on the same? Yeah, we're all on train 21 East, and we've got three of us. This doesn't make a lick of sense.
It's just 2 following sections, right? That's how it works.
Something like that. I don't want to end up in the middle of this. And we all need to clear out for the express freight anyway. So we're gonna figure this out, and maybe we'll have it sorted. All right, I've joined the folks down in the chat for Andrews because it's
Welcome
just a
to
royal
Andrews
cluster.
Snowbird switching.
It is a big old cluster.
We have joined the. Everyone loves
You have
that.
joined
Anyway,
We have joined
I
the
have a question. Who
It's
broke it?
it's
Who
fine.
broke the number 1?
It's.
I am still
fine.
wondering. She was in the shop last night when we left, and now she is not in the shop.
Are you telling me somebody ran a train on that app? Anyway.
Operations officer, I distributed the lines.
It's fine.
Oh
so
my
yeah,
God.
17. They're hostling over that silver car to the silver cut. We're gonna get out of the way. 19 and 10 and yeah, 10 and 23 are gonna go because the 23 is still binned because it wasn't in the shop when we rolled the day over because we didn't realize what's going on and there's no space in this shop. So they're gonna double head. And then the 19 and myself will do 2 sections of the rest of the junk that's going the other way. You guys will just pull the stuff from basically track 3 at Andrews, which 17's getting set up, and then we'll grab the other couple cuts and run and do the thing.
Are you going to?
So much fun listening to their conversations. Man.
It's
It's a
fine.
shame you're
We're
working
figuring
with
it out.
19 and not the 23.
No, don't couple us into the 19. Don't do it.
No, my brakes are no.
Oh, it didn't break. AC just said that if
God.
we coupled into the 19, it would explode.
Oh.
But it didn't. So there's
I
that.
don't think so because we've had 19 being double-headed before. On
Oh,
this
have
set.
we? Okay, well maybe 19 and I
Yeah,
will just
when
double
we
head.
had that when we had that monster going up Red Marble, wasn't 19 in the middle of
Remember
that?
what
Okay, well,
temperature
we'll just do that.
19
19 back onto the I guess go into track 1 down or track 1 or 2 at Andrews, and then I will and then 10 will go on track 3, and then I will go and bump into the 19 again, and that way the 23 can get on top of this whole mess.
Yep. Alrighty.
And yeah, and then it'll make some semblance of sense, I think. Perhaps.
Yeah.
If you guys are going to Silva to the interchange, I have a good number of Silva interchange cars at Snowbird that I can bring over there.
Look, the 23 is basically dead weight. I don't think we want to add more cars on this.
Yeah, the 10 and the 23 are gonna run straight across. You can give those Silva interchange cars to me in the 19, and then we'll get them to Bryson
Not
at least
gonna be
today.
done in time.
Hey, real quick, I gotta leave now, so
We're at 107. We gotta
Okay,
get to
bye, AC.
165.
all right, later, and
I've had it a little low and slow so far.
feel free to use the catchphrase if necessary.
Yes, if nards need gargled, we will provide.
But Heist, I was gonna say it's a shame you're working with 19 and not the 23, so you can't make a joke in the title like 23 and me.
Hey, not sponsored, bro. Okay.
Oh my god!
I was thinking about that
The unfortunate thing is that we've yet to be able to make, because we've not had the 24 and 25 at the same spot, we've not been able to make a what's funnier than 24, 25 joke yet. And I'm really just disappointed in myself.
Jesus.
10, you're supposed to go get on your cars.
I threw the switch!
What are you doing?
What?
Oh,
you threw the switch, and then I threw the switch.
I think
I'll
there was a
have
double
5 extra
switching.
cars for you, Mark.
10,
And,
this is 23.
Roger.
I also am
Farmer
running at
girls.
about a frame a second right now, so
Yeah, I am.
doing everything is a little bit difficult.
That is valid. I somehow have. I'm bouncing between like 20 and 45 FPS, and I'm kind of shocked by that.
I'm
gonna wait for you up here,
frame
10.
counter to
just
work,
let
but
go
whatever
on,
it is
while I'm
low.
getting in the math.
Sure. Yeah. 10. Bang into your cars. They'll get out of your way, and then you go meet them,
sorry,
and
I'm
then we'll figure it out from there.
We're getting a grand
real
total of 19 FPS on my poor old 1660.
I have a
Also-
3070 Ti and I'm averaging 11.
It's
I
almost
don't know
like
how to
it's,
check
it's,
my
it's,
FPS right now.
It's physics calculations, and it has nothing to do with graphics.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah,
all
I
about the
forgot
clock
how to
speed of
bring
your
up my
processor,
fucking-
and then network stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot how to bring up my FPS thing. Which is
really
fun.
quick. Really quick, could I get perms for the number 5?
Alan Knight for the number 5. That would explain why you were not running it. I was like, why isn't this moving?
I can get them high.
I was about to
Yeah,
ask
I would be moving a lot quicker had I actually been
Looks-
engaged sooner.
Look, you're on 98 West. You need to be on 99 East now. There you go.
Yeah, Boom put him on the 99 for some reason.
Just to confirm,
There
I'm
we
gonna
go.
go meet
You should be
the-
set now.
Cool. I'll go find the 23 and then head out.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna be slightly delayed. Whoever put my engine away yesterday did not fuel it up. So,
Well, it's not
Also,
like you're gonna
Alan,
do
if
anything
you were
anyways.
to-
that is true, yeah.
Yeah, you got 16 tons of coal and 12,000 gallons of water. Don't fuel up. Just send it. You'll be fine. I
Alright.
promise.
Oh, you've got the
Give her the
big thunder.
beans.
You've got a huge tender. So yeah, don't delay the freight. Just
cold,
go.
but what do you
And then
get?
if you
I'm
die,
winding.
then you die.
Also,
If I die, I
Alan,
die.
you might want to look at the observation car that's behind us.
It's fine. It's fine.
It is damaged.
Ow.
It's fine.
It's
Yes,
fine.
All right,
I'm
get all
aware. I
get all
saw
this
that
Silva
earlier.
junk out of here. All right.
It's fine.
Anyway,
Roll on.
19. Would you come join me in the recording chat, and then we'll workshop how we want to do this train here. All
I'm
right.
standing next to a huge weed.
We're here. We're trying to figure out. Okay, the express is getting out of the way. There's one more car for Silva there. We've got 2 cars that are gonna go. Oh, this is a mess. Do we? I guess with the way the cuts are, let's bang into track 1 and then we'll bang into track 4. I guess. Doesn't make a ton of sense, but that'll at least group the cars in some semblance of order. Because there's a Nanta car at the end of track 1 and then at the start of track 4, but also the stuff there. Maybe we could get the 17 to do it for us. Hang on. Be right back. Be right back.
I'm
don't
standing
want
next
these-
to.
I'm having a thought here, Barbosa.
Uh-oh.
17. Could you dig out the Union Lumber Company car from track 4 and put it on track 1 for us real fast?
Union Lumber Company car.
You see the
on
CNO
track.
34498. It's the 4th car in on the 4th.
Ellen, we have clearance to leave.
If
put
you
it
dump that
behind
over,
the
it's gonna save us on the LNN. Yeah, it's gonna save us a ton of switching headache if you could
Yeah,
do that from that end.
Good thing you caught me because I was peeling out.
Yeah,
I wanted to get
noticed.
behind the express.
It's fine. Oh, oh God! I am. Why am I controlling the 5? Sorry, Alan. Just
Luckily, we already
playing
have
with your
clearance to
Johnson bar
leave.
right now. It's fine. I'm just playing with. I'm playing with Alan's Johnson. It was consensual, I promise. Anyway, we're just gonna leave that there. Okay.
I'm standing next
Anyways,
to a huge weed.
let's go hop over to track 1 there, 19.
Alright.
And I'll bang our air in. Cut your stand out if you would.
It'll probably take me about 5 minutes because lag. Alright, cut out.
You wanna... Is your independent not released? There we go.
It was not, now it is. Toggle when needed.
There we go. Alright, so we're not an extra train and we're not doing sections, so... I guess you're not the second biggest engine on the railroad, you're the third biggest engine on the railroad. And we're together on this. This is gonna be hilarious. How much power would you like? Yes. We're Ron Swansoning this contest today. It's our favorite food wrapped in our third favorite food. Is that what it is? Our third favorite food wrapped in our favorite food, but it's our third biggest engine with our biggest engine. By
Something
power,
like
at least, something like that. Those T1s are cool. I honestly don't know anything about the CNO, other than coal and east. And so knowing the mechanical details I've learned about the Berks now, and seeing the T1 being the 210 for, it's like, oh, it's just an extendo Berk that has God's biggest firebox. It's cool.
Penzi thought of them so good during their trials that they made a couple hundred of them. Just because they couldn't build their own design.
That's right. The Penzi, was that the J1?
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, those were even stronger.
Big chooch. Hello, I need to move the entire state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and the best part, one of my favorite things with the Penzi J1s, and sorry, someone's playing whistle tag. One of my favorite things was why is there a red there? Nobody's on the grade, right?
I don't know.
No, nobody's on the grade. Okay, I'm not going insane. You're going insane. Anyway, so the J1s and the Penzi's famous Q2s were pretty much in the exact same weight bracket. And people like to point at the two of them and be like, oh, well, the J1s were better than the Q2s because A, conventional steam engine, B, look, they put out the same amount of power. But what people don't realize is the Q2 could put out that amount of power at like 60 miles an hour, which the J1s couldn't even really go that fast.
Wow.
The Q2s are one of the most technologically impressive steam locomotives ever made. The thing that did them in, and it was something that people point at them again and say, oh, well, the Q2 is a bad design because look at this. Is a lot of railroads post-World War II started using a material called nickel steel in their boiler stuff. I believe the Central of Georgia also used it. I think a couple engines on the New York Central, and a few other things. But the issue with it is I believe it was either a lighter or cheaper material or both. So it just seemed like the better, pick for boiler material. Problem is over the course of the heat cycling, the seams would start to pop open. So there's a famous story of the Crestline Roundhouse where every single Q2 that was ever built was all in Crestline. They were all in Crestline, and every single one of them was sidelined for a leaky boiler at the same time, and that's what did them in.
Wow. It's a bad time.
Yeah.
The Q2 is the it's got 10 drivers and 2 engines, but it's the normal. It's not not battle pistons, but the pistons are both facing forwards, right? Both sets.
Yeah.
It's like the Q1 or a 4644 or something.
4464, and then there's the Q1, which was the 4644,
which had pistons near the firebox, which stupid.
Yeah, and that's why that one sucked. But they liked it enough to make the Q2, which fixed its problems.
Right, and then became a much bigger deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat choo-choos.
It's the same thing with the S1 to the T1. Like the S1, a lot of people, and not to bring the speed record up or anything, but that engine, the only real downside to it was the fact that the pilot truck on it was rigidly mounted. It could not really pivot at all. It was really a stupid way of doing it, quite honestly.
What is the point of having a lead truck if it doesn't pivot?
Stability.
But if it doesn't pivot, like, you're missing half of the functionality of a lead truck.
You're already building a 6446. Like, this thing is not meant to be going to Philadelphia.
Apparently not.
So it was purpose designed for what it did, essentially. And it could go places. It could go around the horseshoe curve, just on the very outer track only.
That's funny.
I think there's a picture out there somewhere, I believe I've seen it, of the thing on horseshoe curve going either on a trial run or it was going out west to be assigned to its Crestline berth. Which is another funny thing. You know how Union Pacific and Cheyenne had their roundhouse extended a little bit to accommodate the big boys?
Yeah.
I believe the Pennsy did the exact same thing for Crestline Roundhouse with the S1.
Well, that is God's longest locomotive, so...
It is the longest steam locomotive engine and tender that I think operated in this country.
Conventional locomotive, yeah, right.
Yeah. Which is funny because the locomotive unit itself is nowhere close to the longest. But then you throw in that insane 8-axle crazy tender,
right.
And all of a sudden it just, you start to understand why it's so long. But the thing with the S1 is it was not considered a failure at all. The crews loved that engine. It was a challenge to keep it off of the safeties. And they loved it. It was the most stable engine. It was the fastest engine. People liked how it looked.
Well, it had more lead and trailing wheels than it had drivers.
Yeah. There's a remark out there of Pennsy crews after the trials of an NNWJ in the Ohio area of the system, where that thing hit like 115 and they got cold feet and brought it back down, fearing they'd just permanently destroyed that thing's running gear. It was fine. But they remarked that the NNWJ was the second smoothest locomotive they had operated other than the S1, which is just completely unfair. Because you figure you got an engine with a like rigid frame, and then you have that really stupid lead truck design, and then a 6-axle trailing truck nonetheless, and you just got a technological wonder, but it's no wonder why it couldn't go around any curves.
No kidding. Yeah.
But yeah, that's and that's where all of that concern, where one of the biggest things I see with the T1 Trust is people asking, "Oh, how are you going to run that thing? That's a 4444. It's got this giant 8-axle tender. Where are you going to run it?" Obviously, nowhere can fit that thing. It can go anywhere 611 can.
Right.
In terms of rigid wheelbase, it's a 484, maybe a little longer.
Sure. Well, an extra set of cylinders in the middle, it adds a touch, but just the stroke plus the heads, basically. So you're talking about maybe another 2.5 feet.
Yeah. So it's everyone is all concerned about that engine, and if it'll be able to operate anywhere. The tender, I believe, is more of a limiting factor, and even then, it's not by much. I mean, you figure 611 was able to operate multiple times at Strasbourg and be fine.
Right.
And Strasbourg is this podunk little 3-mile railroad in the middle of Amish County. Amish country.
Yeah, I mean, we joke about sailing the Queen Mary in a bathtub at the museum with the 491, of course. But I mean, Strasbourg, thinking of 611 at Strasbourg, I mean, it's like the CNOT1 on the Murphy branch that we have right now. What is this thing doing here? Yeah, pretty much. So, anyway. All right, let's go march up to the paperboard. We got 2,300 tons, basically, and about a quarter mile of train.
Okay.
And we'll go march up to the paperboard. 17's going to add a couple more cars, and then we'll see about getting clearance out of here.
Alrighty.
Oh boy.
I do really like the way this engine looks. I mean, it's just a brick outhouse of a steam engine. And the mod looks really good. The only really nerdy criticism I have is the air compressor piping isn't quite right, but that's something that I think I need to teach at this point, because it doesn't matter for video game. Like, this is not being like, oh, icky. But it's one of those knowledge pieces that until you've gotten intimate familiarity with a locomotive, it screams that it's painted the wrong color to me, and so, but if you haven't worked on them and you haven't had to take all that junk apart before, I can understand how it just looks like a mess of spaghetti. So
sounds like an interesting video idea.
Yeah, exactly. Air compressor piping 101. Hey, this is the air side and this is the water side. It's so funny until you trace
Jersey.
it
18 is a runaway.
It's what?
What?
18 is a runaway. The guy driving it just disconnected.
It's an auto engineer.
Yeah, we have no one controlling it right now.
Well, it's AI'd and it's stopping by the looks of it.
Well, let me unlock that switch, throw it the other way, and then get this hunk of junk out of my way.
Have fun.
It's fine. I like how I'm just taking the 19 for a ride a little bit, and I don't even feel it back there.
And I was gonna say the only even work I need to help you out with is up the grade.
Right. Yeah. When we get to Red Marble, we'll it'll definitely be a thing then. But yeah. Oh, there's a depot that my camera is clipping through as I'm trying to get a thumbnail shot. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, my camera was not in such a spot where I could see that crossing, so thank you.
Yoko, I was like, is he gonna miss that? And I was like, okay.
I was getting things picked up just nice.
I did not get an email or phone call today.
No, that's annoying. Well, it's Monday, but yeah.
It's Monday, so I'm fingers are still crossed.
What is the 17 doing sitting there?
I think it's waiting for you to pass it.
Let me go confirm that, because we need to figure that out.
I'm standing next to a huge weed.
Hey, 17, are you wanting us to blow past you so you can...
Yeah, you guys go past us.
Okay.
I'm just waiting.
Hey, 26, I still got those Silva cars for you.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, we were waiting for you to go, and then you were sitting there. So I guess we'll get up ahead of you so that you can kick him onto our butt here.
Yep.
All right, we got high greens now.
Thank you.
It's about a quarter mile, 1,800 feet. Let me go bug dispatch real quick, and I'll tell them that we're gonna blow through this red board.
I'm standing next to a huge weed.
Train 21, calling dispatch over.
Yep, where are you?
We're at Andrews. We want to sneak past this red board to let the 17 go to the paper board. And then
Merry
they've
Christmas.
got some. Oh, the perfect. They're gonna toss some cars on our butt, and then I guess we'll just proceed once the cars
Yeah,
have been
you're right
attached.
to continue under that signal. There's a bit of congestion as the 24 is sorry, the 20. What do we got? The 10 and the 23? Are they double heading? Are they?
They are double heading that train because the 23 is absolutely scuffed. So.
Okay,
Speaking of that, we have Skull, so.
Yep, there is a banker waiting for you at Rodo if you would like that.
Yeah, banker needs permission to get out of Rodo.
There is a passenger train in front of you, so.
We'll see if we need a banker. We have approximately 190,000 pounds of tractive effort on this train.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't so much talking to you as the still scuffed 23, so.
Oh, yeah, yes. No, they might need a banker.
Oh,
I think we're fine.
We have already stalled.
You've
Yeah, I have
stalled?
the 23. We've stalled. If you can clear the helper out of Rodo and save us.
Oh, God.
Yep, it looks like he's already coming out anyway, so.
Well, someone decided to give 2,000 tons to
Two pictures on this. Oh, I forget those express cars are really heavy. I forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 55 ton of car.
It's fine.
Is the time.
It's fine.
What else is happening?
Anyway,
Where's
Godspeed.
Jersey?
Thanks, dispatch.
There's Jersey.
I'm standing next to a huge weed.
Well, that's entertaining. The 10 and 23 have already stalled on the grade, and they didn't even make it to Rodo.
Well,
because the 23 is just absolutely scuffed. So maybe we'll reassign it so that the expresses are double-headed, I guess. But it's fine. But anyway, we're just gonna wait for the 17 to kick some cars our way, and then we'll keep going. So we'll catch y'all in a couple minutes.
No.
Drew's
No.
What? Are you just?
I've been locked out of my engine.
Oh, that's bad. And you're blowing through a red board.
Can someone grab it and just?
Alright,
I need to. There it is. It's back. I got it back. Oh my
I don't
god.
think I can tie on your air, but you are hooked in.
Roger. Yeah, I can. We'll get it
So
tied in.
have fun and
Cheers. All right.
get the hell out of my yard.
Well,
you're out of my yard.
All right. And now we're officially 2,042 feet, 2,500 tons, just about. You ready back there, 19?
Sir, let's go.
Here we go.
Get.
Yeah, air's tied in. We're all set up. And now,
Have fun.
and now the fun begins. It's so funky looking at the rods the way they are, but I guess it makes sense. Seeing the tandem rod and then the 4 to 5 connector being back again, it's neat. Like that.
Which engine?
On the T1.
Oh.
I also like
Yeah,
their fire glows. Fun in the fire pan. It's usually pretty unobtrusive, which is good. But yeah, when you're working the choo-choos hard, it does show up. 19, you are allowed to do something back there. I'm having flashbacks of being in the cab and then looking back and seeing the engine on the double header, the engineer eating salad. Yeah, I guess we're not going to get much speed out of this thing, but that's alright. Alright, we've got an approach on our way into Rodo here. I have to talk to dispatch. Working our way down to the 30-mile-an-hour limit here. I might need you to actually start doing something. We'll figure that out.
Right.
Now we're less than track speed now, so start giving me a little something. Let's try and keep this big pile of mess at vaguely track speed.
Whoever's dispatching is pretty competent this time around.
Now it's I Will Boom. He's a real railroader, so one would hope.
I just had one of the cleanest meets of my entire life.
You gotta love that. Shout out to I Will Boom for that. And into the tunnel we go. I'm still doing 28, so if you got more throttle, give it more. I'm gonna keep it bang on 30 if we can. We're actually because we left early, because of course we did, because we don't really follow the timetable as the third class freight here. We're actually ahead of timetable for the first time in our existence. We're doing to Nantahala in 50 minutes. And we'll be there in about, I don't know, it's another 7 or 8 miles, so we'll probably be there in a good 15, 20 minutes, something like that.
Probably.
So you gotta love that.
Yeah.
If you want to be a super cool kid, you'll give 2 whistles to agree that we're not stopping at Rhoda. There you go. There are Rio Grande rules that don't really make a lick of sense on a train this big, because it's not like you could look back and see the caboose if we had one.
I'll be right back.
Roger that. It's fine.
Oh boy. Did you see the Broad Top's new diesel?
1203. Did that get publicized?
Yeah. Jerry Day.
I mean, I knew that it was happening already, but anyway.
Well, yeah, so did I, but...
That's cool. I've ridden in the cab of that engine.
I find it neat because it's an HK Porter.
Yeah, it's a really big, dumb Porter. I think it got repowered with an Alco engine, though.
I've heard that.
It, I rode in the cab of it on the Georgetown Loop, and as we were coming into Silver Plume, it died a low oil shutdown. It was like rad. Love that. And I think that engine, it strikes me as an engine that's a little out of place and where it's tried to work. I think it'll do great for the Broad Top, where there's not so many big crazy grades that are gonna give him a challenge. That are so long that it not being geared for road use really. It'll probably do better out there.
It's going to be better than M7 when they start getting towards those grades, though.
Well, that's very true. M7 is the sister to 4, which is one of the quote unquote 44 tonner center cabs that we have.
I've learned a lot because me and Sabin were going over it the other day.
Mm-hmm.
They are advertised as 50 tonners.
And they're actually 55.
In reality,
yeah.
In reality, they're 45 tonners with 10 tons of ballast.
Yeah, you can see where they welded on and added extra padding to the trucks, I believe. I've seen it before. I literally made it heavier. And I mean, it's great for being like a big hunkin' chunkin' switching machine for a steel mill. Like, you understand why that Algoma Steel Corporation had those engines, but for road service, they're not great.
I mean, for these Broad Top, I mean, up until this point, it's been
I guess they're
4 mile line.
A 4 mile line, and they're great. I mean, what's their max grade on it right now that they run on? 1%, 1.5%?
1.5 to 2, I think.
Yeah, on our 4% grade with 4, if you've got basically, I mean, it'll take the Polar train around, and I did the Polar test runs with 4, but I mean, you're crawling with 4 coaches, basically 40,000 pound cars a piece. So 4 of those, what's that? That's like 80 tons. I mean, we're crawling with 80 tons up the hill. Just crawling. I mean, to do a 4-minute lap to time and match time for Polar, I mean, I was leaving it full throttle from the crossing up until the top of the hill and then blitzing across the top and doing about 12 to 15 mile an hour down the hill, which is above our speed limit. Not that I should admit that, but here we are. And that was how you did a 4-minute lap with the thing. I mean, they're just not fast. They're not geared for it. They'll pull a lot, but not exactly how you'd want it necessarily. So, but good engines. We just did a ton of work too for. It hadn't had a ton of maintenance. I mean, we've done stuff to it here and there. It seems that it gets a lot of big work, once every 3 or 4 years, and it doesn't get much else. So we just did a bunch of stuff to it the other week, and it's like a new machine. It's cool.
Yeah, I've always liked those center cab toners. Like, I mean, hashtag not biased, but I grew up here. What's the closest narrow gauge operation to me?
Right.
So
yeah, EPT.
They them and the other place.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Did Pine Creek have one?
They have 45.
Oh, there you go.
I believe it's 45. Yeah, it's a U.S. Steel tonner.
Oh, cool.
Big honking thing.
Big choo-choo.
They used to have 3. One got scrapped. The other one sits in the back because it got burned to death. And then there's 45, which is,
it's fine.
Oh, I'm hearing a Reading 6. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm seeing a 13 pulling into Hemingway. Good Lord.
I haven't had a chance to ask you, and I can ask you on camera here. How was, speaking of Reading 6s, how was riding behind the 2102 the other day?
I hate to break it to you, I wasn't there.
I thought you were going. Oh, bummer. Well, I guess that's why I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, Strat went.
Yeah, I know a couple of my friends went, and they sent me a bazillion Snapchats, and it was like, well, man, that's cool. I wish I could have gone, but
I rode behind the O2 its debut year. Like when it first came back, I rode the August trip that year. That thing is the most aggressive sounding locomotive. Just period.
It really is.
Like, it is to the degree that on the big hill, the Nesquehoning, or not Nesquehoning, Hometown Hill, not Nesquehoning. A, they almost stall out almost every single time. B, most of the time with O2, they have to kick on the booster. And you can hear the booster.
That's
which is
awesome.
This little itty-bitty steam engine, and usually when you kick it on, it's barely audible on engines that have them and use them.
Right.
But when O2 hears it, you hear the thing going, and it is the coolest thing ever.
I hate to interrupt, but I'm staring at a red board, so I need to go talk to dispatch.
Oh boy.
Be right back.
I'm standing next to a huge wee.
Sounds like a good plan. What can I do for you, Mark?
We're staring at a red board on the west end of Topton here.
Yep.
And suicide break.
There you go.
All right, here we go. Cheers.
Are you the stopper or the through freight?
We are the freight, so we are the stopper.
It is. Yeah, no worries. I'll road set into Nantahala for you. Let me know once you're done.
Yeah, we're gonna have plenty to do it until we got a bunch of drop-offs to make. So
better not make me more late than I am, or so help me God.
I'm standing next to a huge
yes, booster.
Right, booster. So, and the unfortunate part about the 00, the 2100 in Cleveland, which
yeah,
there's many unfortunate things there. But
what do you mean? What do you mean if you so desire to divulge?
Painting 00 an American Freedom Train for some reason.
Well, wasn't it 2101 that was the one that was on it?
01 was the one that was on it, and it's being cosmetically restored to Freedom Train as we speak. So for some reason, we're going to have 2 T1s painted in American Freedom.
Well,
one of which
we are
has
coming up on the
train.
On the 250 next year.
Yeah,
so
the 250, and that's what they're numbering it.
I can understand the inspiration behind that.
Yeah, like I get it, but also it's the Freedom Train was like a one-off. Yes, I get that it's a cool paint scheme, and yes, 250th birthday, but it would be one thing if they were putting 01 back into Reading or into like Chessie Steam Special, which it also pulled, but they had the exact same idea at the B&O Museum, and they're like, oh, we have the Freedom Train engine. Why don't we just give it a cosmetic before the 250th?
Well,
so we're going to have 2 T1s.
It will be cool to see the one that's running this game. I mean, I don't see any harm in that. They painted 4449 back into American Freedom Train back in 2001 or 2002 for the, I guess that would have been the 225. I saw it. I remember wandering into the Oregon State Fair with my family and being like, wait, train! Oh!
I don't think they painted it for an anniversary. I think they painted it because of 9/11.
Oh, is that why they did it? I mean,
I heard that it was 9/11, and the other thing you can see on the tender, this is a piece of trivia there, even though it's a little dark, a little dark of a subject, but they did a nice tribute to Flight 93 on the tender, because in the phone call that one of the passengers made before they stormed it, the guy said, "Let's roll." So they put a little American flag on the all-black aux tender at that point in time, and it said, "Let's roll." And it was like that for a while.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. That makes sense. To me, I've always just been like, well, it was, 2001 or 2002. I'd seen it in 99 or 2000 painted black. That was the first time I saw Steam. And a couple clips of that have ended up on the YouTube, of course. Then seeing it, it was so funny. It took me forever to see it in daylight, but what a wonderful tribute. I mean, that was a big deal, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very nice way to go about, that sort of thing. I do really hope to one day see 4449 run, but obviously that's a little difficult right now.
Well, it is, but
they did just buy that railroad.
They did buy that railroad that they run on, which, I mean, even then, it's still not ideal to run that engine on that railroad, because she only goes 10 mile an hour, and 10 mile an hour with 80-inch drivers is, I mean, it's the equivalent of going like 1 mile an hour in one of our narrow gauge engines. Basically, it's just a total pain in the butt. So, I mean, they can obviously run it and do the thing, but it's not ideal. But I hope it does, because I mean, it's, there's the answer. What's your favorite train? That's my favorite standard gauge choo-choo. Is that thing?
Go.
So,
there's so much going on in rail preservation right now that just makes me feel, it gives me a sense of hope for the future a little bit, my favorite project going on right now, 1361, standard gauge project, anyway.
Right.
I mean, that thing, you were there when we were all there this past, little bit.
That thing was so bloody cool to see in person.
Yeah.
The K4, it's so nostalgic for me, because my granddad, I remember right before he passed, one of the last models he got was a really nice, I don't know, I guess it would have been 2003, so I don't know if it was an MTH model or if it was a Lionel or what it was, but he got, no, I think it had DCS, so I think it must have been an MTH engine.
Yeah, probably a Mike's engine.
Yeah, because I remember it was so funny. It was 2002 or 2003, and I remember, well, it must have been maybe more like 2001. We went down, went to PFM, Pacific Fast Mail, the brass importer, which was still there at Edmonds Beach, where I saw 4449 for the first time, and one of his buddies had just gotten a model of the 734 that was an MTH engine and the Western Maryland Fireball scheme and the whole thing. And it was a beautiful model, and my granddad needed to have one, so he bought one for himself. And my grandma, the Croatian one, she despised all of the train everything because of or still does, but anyway, because of many reasons. But she didn't understand it, she didn't care. But he got that model, and she actually sat there and looked at it for a while, and she's like, "No, this is a really nice train. It's really pretty." Like, she got it with that model, which is funny. So, but the last one he got right after that, which unfortunately the DCS board died, and I only got to see it run a couple times, and then of course so did Bob. But he got an MTH K4, and it was just cool, and it was like, that's the engine. And he told stories about riding behind him back in the day, and then of course seeing it K4 being the big engine that was in the video, the trailers for Railroad Tycoon 3 and all that nostalgia. They're just a cool engine, and getting to see one, back on the high iron one of these days coming up, that's going to be really special.
It is. I'm so excited. Like, I've grown up, and the K4 was almost like a myth. You'd hear all these stories about how good they were, and how they held out till the bitter end, and CNJ was completely dieselized by pretty much the end of 1954, and the K4s lasted another 3 years until 1957. It was the last steam locomotives in service in the area around New York City, pretty much.
Right.
Small little industrial operations here and there, but as a result, those last 3 years where CNJ was done, but Penske kept going for a little bit, there's thousands of pictures of K4s right on the line where I live next to. It's about, I don't know, a couple 100 feet in front of me right now. I just took a train ride today. But I talked to so many old railroad guys growing up, just anyone who would listen to me talk about trains as, the little snot who actually appreciated the stuff. And I'd hear all these stories about how nice of a locomotive a K4 was,
Right.
You'd open the throttle, it would just agree with you and go. It was smooth, it was easy to fire, all these things. And for the longest time, I was just, so distraught seeing 1361, and hearing all these things said about the K4, that K4, and this project is a bane of Altoona's existence, and this engine sucks, it's terrible. And the whole time it was pretty much just mismanagement that was preventing it from coming back. And getting the 1-2 punch in that area of the East Broad Top coming back and 1361 finally getting its due diligence, being as legendary of a locomotive as it is, it really just warms my soul, seeing stuff like that finally get what it deserves,
Right, exactly.
Because there's plenty of 462s still around. There's a couple of classes here and there, and some of them run, some of them don't.
I have the hilarious honor of being able to say I've worked on the heaviest 462 that still runs in the U.S., which is hilarious.
I think 1361 is going to outweigh that thing, not by much.
I think, just looking at it, 1361 is so stout. The K4s, so stout, and the 3415, Santa Fe 3415 being the engine I'm referring to.
That's a big engine.
It's a big engine, but it's a little spindly in the frame compared to the 1361.
Yeah,
because it's an older design. There's no harm But
actually, I think it's a newer design.
Well, it was 1919. I guess when was
That's
the K4
newer.
made?
The first K4 rolled out in 1914.
Oh wow. Well, very similar era then. Interesting.
Yeah, the first production batches rolled out in 1918 and 1919 for the K4. The first one was in
but
service
they were
for,
significantly
a while.
updated, though. Right? Weren't they?
The K4? No, they rolled out near identical to 1737 of 1914.
Wow. Okay.
They did continue building them until I believe 1928, and by that point they were rolling out with stokers and power reversers and big tenders and all that other fancy stuff.
Sure.
But the 1914 batch and the 1918-1919 batches were essentially the same, and 1361 was, I believe, a 1918 batch engine.
Wow.
And it's a shame because they did try and save the first K4 1737. The problem was it was just beat. That engine had more miles on it than any other K4 on the system.
That do be how that works.
They found it. They knew where it was. They found it, and they were like, we can't pretty this up in Altoona like they did the other two. They couldn't do it. So begrudgingly, they took the tender off of it, took the builder's plates and the number plate off of it, and put it on 3750, which is the one at the museum in Strasbourg. Which is the second time the Pennsylvania Railroad has done that exact thing.
I was going to say 7002, right?
Yeah, 002.
The not 7002, 7002.
Yeah, that one. But you'll find a lot of stories. I'm surprised as to how many stories there are of railroads doing that. Technically, the Pennsy did it for a third time with LIRR 39, which I believe was numbered 38 on display for a time. I forget the reason.
That's fine.
Because they meant to preserve 39. 39 was the last one to run. It was the one preserved. But then I believe after it was put in the park, it got renumbered to 38 for some reason.
That tracks.
And then there's 765, which was preserved to 767 that I can think of. I swear there's another one that I'm thinking. I swear. Oh, there's 3001, the New York Central Mohawk. That was preserved as a T&P engine because they scrapped out another 210-4. 638. I forget what they numbered. I think it was 908 that they numbered it as. But that's an interesting story because on one hand, it was really sad to lose another T&P 210-4, especially like one that wasn't in bad shape, contrary to what they say. But on the other hand, if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have kept 3001, which is, a New York Central engine and debatably way more rare.
Right.
Or not way more rare, but
is going to run again.
Yeah, now it's going to run
these
again.
days.
Like you can't.
Very exciting.
Yeah, go donate to that. Go donate to 1361. Donate to 3001. The broad top anything. Just go
big
throw
chooch.
money at them. Go.
I like seeing
do
Big
that.
Chooch go do.
Yes, they both need it. If you throw enough money at them, they'll race them out of Chicago. You can trust me.
I would pay big money to see that.
Oh my god, I would too.
Foamer boner. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna pull right up to the signal here. We got 2 cars for interchange here. They gotta go to Silva, which we might as well grab while we're here. And there's this perfectly nice looking Denver and Rio Grande engine right here, so just gonna commandeer that real fast and make this move happen. Unlock.
Making pretty good time.
Hello? There we go.
Hey man, I'm 25 minutes early, so
I'm I think 5-6 minutes early, which when you say 25 minutes early makes me feel insecure, but you know.
Yeah, the freight schedule's very padded out versus your schedule is actually pretty hard to keep with. Someone set my brake. Someone thinks that it's probably whoever's actually assigned to the Santa Fe Scallyways engines.
One of my favorite little nerdy details that they got right. I'm very happy with this P48 model, the PS4. I'm very happy with it. The only problem that's glaring to me is there is no front cut lever.
How long?
There's no front cut lever on the PS4?
There's no front cut lever on the model. There's supposed to be one. There isn't. But one of the things that initially people were reaching out and going, oh, they got this wrong, was the exhaust from the cross compound going into the Alesco feed water heater. That's actually accurate, because how an Alesco works is it uses exhaust steam to preheat the water. It's actually how most feed water heater systems work. It's just smart. But on the PS4s, they really tried to maximize how much of that steam they were getting by pretty much plumbing almost every appliance. Like, I think even the pump itself for the Alesco was in some way plumbed up to the feed water heater to use the exhaust steam to heat the water. So people pointed it out, and I looked it up, and I was like, no, that's correct.
That's cool. I really wonder just how much they got from that. Oh, piss. Hang
what
on.
happened?
I pressed tab to look at our cars, and I'm seeing Silva Interchange, Andrews Interchange, Silva Interchange.
Oh no!
I thought the 17 dropped all those cars on us, and that last one was for Andrews, and it was supposed to. They did not take it back with them. I didn't realize we ended up with that. Yes. Anyway, we're gonna fix that real fast. Anyways,
if you want, I can go talk to this.
If you'd like, yeah, go ask for clearance at Ananta, please, for Train 21. Thanks.
All right.
Jersey, I see you re-railed a car. Did the Express? Yeah. Did the Express?
Tried to set a speed record considering more power, less cars. Turns out smaller drivers is a massive handicap. And my render distance is also nuked, so I saw the curve, I hit the brakes, and the train did not want to stop in time.
Is that why you're applying through that red board right now?
Maybe.
Bad render distance?
Yeah. Well, yeah, just blame that. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
The insurance will pay for it.
Yeah, I was looking at it. That engine versus the other 462. That one's got smaller drivers. So yeah, you're not the speed demon you once were, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, it helps in most areas. Like, it is a lot faster out of a station.
It'll accelerate faster for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do like looking at it a lot more than the other engine.
Well, there you go.
But the other fun thing is that CNJ engine that I brought up a few whiles ago. Mm-hmm. People are already mentioning my name in the chat. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. What are they wanting? Cool. Anyway.
I'm worried about you following too close.
Yeah, well, oh well, womp womp. But it's finally had some...
Weser.
Oh my god, yeah, no, I am following someone pretty freaking close. No, brakes. Oh, I was monologuing. Okay, nope, we're still good.
I tell you what, all these subsidiary roads are starting to get me here.
I think we're gonna need to consolidate them.
I think we paid our loan off today, but all these subsidiaries are starting to make things confusing. Though the loan's paid off, maybe we'll go into bankruptcy and reorganize. It seems to be the old trump card in the railroad industry here.
I'm thinking we need something like a consolidated railroad corporation.
Contract. AmRail.
Yeah,
one of the two.
AmRail.
AmRail. What are you? AmRail. Hi, I'm getting over a cold and my voice is very deep at the moment. Very deep but not very loud and very full of phlegm. I apologize in advance. I'm sure it's not super fun to listen to a sick presenter, but here we are. That's probably enough speed. The plane just squealing that much.
I was just looking at Weser.
That is the rear of a freight. That is the rear of a freight.
We've got 2 cars in the dirt at the end of the train.
Oh.
I saw the air brake indicator go red. Well, that's fine. You wanna go get those while I recharge the train? Thanks. We're gonna put that on my timestamps real quick here. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's give this thing a tug. It's alright. Anyway, let's see. We're at Atlanta before 10, so we're still on time. We got to be at Alarka at 10:50. I mean, this freight schedule is so padded out. But
Weser looks fun.
Weser does look like a pile of trains is happening. Oh God, are the 20 and the 13 waiting for us? They must be, because there's no passing track at Hewitt. Not long enough, at least. Well, we're gonna keep rolling on, and we'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, well, we're almost to Weser, where I've been told that the passenger train, the high priority passenger train at that, and another freighter being held up because of our dumb butts, and we've been in the dirt and everything. It's fine.
Couldn't be me.
We're getting there, but Jersey wanted to talk about trains.
Right,
trains with guns.
So
gun trains.
Trains with guns?
I'm just quoting Bill Wirtz, sort of paraphrasing Bill Wirtz. It's fine.
Boats with guns.
But huge boats with guns. Gunboats. Yeah. No, anyway, we're talking about mod stuff coming up, and you've been sponsoring.
Oh, why am I lying through the yard? No!
Oh. Got him monologuing. Okay. Is he derailed? No, he's just going through.
I'm okay. Why?
Not quite dead yet. It's fine.
That's dangerous.
You're talking about some CNJ engines are coming our way for railroader, yeah?
Yeah. There's the G1 and G2 Pacifics that are coming. Those just got okay. One of them is UV unwrapped. The other one is in progress for being UV unwrapped. And then from there, it should be pretty quick to put them in the game. Now, the problem is it's just the G1s and G2s. Those are not the famous CNJ Pacifics.
I was going to say the G3 is the Blue Comet. That is your username, the 833, right?
Yeah, that is my everything. Those engines.
They're good-looking engines.
The problem is, yeah, and for the longest time, I have a CNJ diagram book over here with erecting cards and other stuff. That's how the G1 got made, and the G2. But the issue is, what they advertised as a G3 is actually a G4. which is its heavier set cousin meant for the mountains. It was one of the strongest 462s ever made, sitting at 52,000 pounds of tractive effort.
That's a lot for a 462.
Yeah. But the issue is it's a G4 diagram in there, not a G3 diagram. Which I didn't notice until I was working with someone on a G3 model, and we noticed that all the dimensions weren't lining up for a G3. Because the diagram has G3 dimensions listed, but when you start scaling it, it is all just wrong. Everything mismatches. But when you use G4 measurements, it all lined up perfectly. Now, normally this wouldn't be an issue because the G3s and G4s are basically the same locomotive. The primary differences being the G4 has, I believe, 10 pounds of pressure up in the boiler and 74-inch diameter wheels versus the G3's 79s, as well as a bigger tender. But as a result, there's a couple of small inconsistencies with how the engine is set up, with pilot truck and trailing truck being the big ones, because the frames between the two and the cylinders are exactly the same, and the boiler's virtually the same too. Same with the piping and most other things. But the problem is it's at the end of the day a G4. So if anyone out there in the audience has G3 diagrams or knows where I can contact people about it, because this came from ARHS, Anthracite Roads Historical Society. This is what they thought was G3. I need to reach out to them and inform them that it is not, in fact, a G3. But if anyone out there in all of the internet has any leads on G3 diagrams, please reach out. I am trying to do this train due diligence. And, it's not impossible to make a G3 out of G4 diagrams. It's just very inconvenient.
Yeah.
And it set me back so far. Because, the model got decently far before we noticed, oh man, this thing is not, in fact, a G3. And again, we could Fubi it. I mean, in theory, it's not that different, especially because, thankfully, the frame is the exact same between the two. So, even if nothing else shows up for a G3, you can make one out of a G4. They are, at their core, the same. But, again, I would far prefer a G3 set of diagrams out there.
Well, it was a modern enough engine that I imagine they existed at one point, and surely somebody has them now.
Yeah, I've been meaning to reach out to the Pennsylvania State Archive because I know they have a ton of Baldwin stuff from that era. Because I believe it's those guys in Harrisburg that got the T1 guys the blueprints for, the T1, the Pennsy T1. But I hear that they don't just have Pennsy stuff, they have General Baldwin stuff. And the engines were built in 1928. So it should be well within the, realm of possibility that those drawings still exist. I really hope that they do. Because it would make my life so much easier. But I haven't reached out yet. But if someone has, essentially, and I don't mean folios. Folios are the general dimension drawings. Those can't be used for anything other than general dimensions, and we have those already.
Right. You're talking about more specific stuff. Folios don't hardly tell you anything.
Yeah, they're helpful if you have, and it does happen sometimes where you get an erecting card that doesn't have listed measurements. Like, they're either obscured or blank in some cases. I've seen that. I believe usually on traces, but they are helpful in those scenarios because, there's no real alternative, quote unquote. to, you know, the erecting card and the folio. So I'm hoping to do those engines some due diligence shortly.
Yeah, that'd be cool, and hopefully it works out, and hopefully you can figure that out. But yeah, if anyone's got any leads, by all means, it'd be great to hear them. That said, my train 21, is about halfway to Almond, where it looks like we have meats stacked on meats. Oh boy. Eastbound traffic seems to be prioritized over westbound traffic, but I'm coming up on the time where we're filming this Monday night tonight, and I've got my meeting as a president of a company, apparently, with some stuff and things and words. So I'm gonna have to jump off for a bit. I will be back, and I'm sure that we won't be done running this train by the time I'm back, hopefully. But either way, there will still be more episode. But J Trains, Train 21 is yours. Take over my choo-choo, and
Alrighty.
And we'll see you guys just in a little bit. Alright, well, I went off for my Century of Steam meeting, and my train did make it to Bryson just fine. There we are, 21 East, 26, and everyone's having some lag, and I'm here in Bryson, and I'm doing about 10 FPS, and we've all agreed, basically, that the big problem is that we're at the entity limit. We've just got too many train cars on the map, and we need to get them all off the map. So we're gonna get everything sent over to Interchange the best we can. Apparently we got a hot box on the way in. Enjoy. But we're gonna figure that all out, get all this stuff put away. But either way, we're done for the day in terms of the episode. So as always, thanks so much for watching. We'll catch y'all next time. Check out the T1. It's rad. It's cool. It's real cool. So, anyways, guys, catch y'all next time. Bye.